You'll notice he no longer suffers delusions of humanity.
Affirmative.
Hey, I'm not gonna say what race, what people, I can't say that.
Has editing your content become a burden, or you just don't have the skill set?
I wish I could focus on content production, but post-editing takes so much time and effort.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
We'll look no further. Here at Asylum 99 Studios, I can help you create professional quality videos that will be sure to captivate viewers. With my creativity and skill, along with your content, assets, and ideas, I can bring your vision into the simulation. I offer the following services: video clipping and organization, content creation, VFX, SFX, and motion graphics, intro and outro assets. Requests may be taken upon further discussion. So if you're a content creator, short on time because you're out living your best life, or you wish you could focus all your energy into producing content, reach out to Asylum 99 Studios today.
What are you waiting for?
What am I waiting for? What am I waiting for?
Don't settle for mediocre videos. Hire me as your freelance video editor and create videos that meet your standards. Asylum 99 Studios. Release your creativity.
What's going on, Kim folks? Today I thought I'd talk to you guys about how the land grabbing never stopped. If you're in some certain communities, you'll know about the land grabs of the past. But it never ended. And for those who are from the outside looking in, people who I would consider foreigners, you know what I mean? We ain't gonna get into that. But my message to them is gonna be, there's really nothing y'all could have ever done to stop it. Your presence was used to aid in what they're doing now. So once again, this all comes back to his ninja's fault once again.
I can't count on you incompetent ass niggas for nothing.
We're to blame. And I'm gonna explain why. But this ain't a beat down, this is a wake up call. So without further ado, we're gonna get into it.
While other networks lie to you about what's happening now, InfoWars tells you the truth about what's happening next. Visit Infowars.com/show and share the link today.
But I forgot this, and I'd heard they were planning this a while back, but I guess it snuck up on me. It's now official. Congress is doing it. You talk about treason. You know that roughly 60% of the land in the United States is owned by state governments and or the federal government.
Let's clear that up. It's not owned by the state or federal government. They are in possession of it. They have custody of it. What did it say to my law brothers and sisters? Correct me if I'm wrong. Fiduciary, something like that. They're the custodians. They're controlling the land. They don't own the land. They took the land from my ancestors, not no Native Americans. Y'all ain't had no land. That's why they kicking y'all off right now.
Well, well, well. How the turntables...
Right? But they're in control of the land that we stopped tending to. When we entered, before we entered into, but a major part of why we're not doing these things that we're supposed to be doing is because of things like the Indian Civil Rights Act / movement of 1968 of the 60s. We're all in here wasting time in cities. That's how they were able to turn around and do all this stuff out here in rural America.
What's wrong with y'all niggas? What's wrong with you?
And out west, some states are 80+% federal. You'll drive for 2 hours, don't even see a gas station. Well, Wall Street, think BlackRock, think Monopoly, is about to take over all of the public land in the United States, including the local fisheries, all the places you go, duck hunting, you name it. And they're going to kick you off of it. They're going to call it a carbon sink and make you buy carbon credits against it.
Man, this is some bullshit.
I remember like 15 years ago reading a New York Times article that just had it hidden in plain view. Oh, in a Central African country, this tribe that had been there for thousands of years didn't want to leave, but they needed to clear off the land with no humans on it so they could do a lithium mine next to it. But it was going to be the carbon offset is, oh, we set this land, human free so we can totally dig a huge hole over here.
Now, how could they pull something off? Because when you think about these so-called elites, I know we're not supposed to call them elites and stuff like that. I know we're not supposed to do that. But how could they do that? They're small in number compared to the rest of the population of the dome. They're able to do it because they lured you into these cities. They lured you into futuristic living and amenities and lives of luxury and all of this stuff. And they got you all distracted and tied up over there. And now they're getting ready to do their thing. Because think about it. You also have to think about this. Why does BlackRock need that land? If you know who BlackRock and Vanguard and all of them are, they're the people that most of you desperate people sell your houses to without having to go through all that real estate red tape.
Hey, I'm not going to say what race, what people, I can't say that.
They're going to build on that land because they got to put all these foreigners somewhere. They got to put this new population somewhere. They got to reshape the narrative of so-called North America somehow by adding new places to live. Stuff that wasn't on the map today will be on the map 50 years from now. But before we get deep into this video, I just want to say one thing. If you've seen my video, Shadow of the Titans. Y'all ain't gonna be able to just mess around in there. I've already given y'all a glimpse of what goes on in there. And that was just a glimpse. I ain't seen nothing yet. Neither have they. That's why they're confident enough to do something stupid like this. But we ain't gonna go off on that tangent. I'm gonna link that video probably to the end for y'all to watch it if you haven't, since it's a relevant topic. But we're gonna go ahead and continue.
And then later they move into that area. So everybody knows that Nature Conservancy Sierra Club have run around for 50 years or more and gotten so many wealthy people, so many rich people to give their land when they die to make it a nature preserve. People did it.
Let's be specific about what people did. That would be you foreigners and all you people who came over here and did some dirty work and were reparated.
I heard you the first time, you don't have to keep telling me. One time, that's all you gotta tell me.
With my ancestral soil, with parcels of my ancestral soil. And you know why this hits home for me? The very land I'm sitting on, live from the compound, right? The very land I'm on right now was in this position. But I snatched it up before BlackRock and them could come in here. Because the person who was living here before me, his kids did what? What I just said. They ran to the city and they've gotten sucked into the life of luxury and all that stupid shit. And it fell right to me. And I picked it up. That's what happened. Just thought I'd throw that in there.
And then when you forget about it or you're dead, they turn around and they build condos on it.
That actually happened to me. Well, in my family, on my maternal side. I ain't gonna tell too much of our business, but if you are somebody who's familiar with the Charleston area, you know that coastal area where they built all those high-rise condos over there? I used to play over there in that little marsh. My pop and my big mama used to live up. And what those motherfuckers do? They urbanized it. Bro, I remember when there was not, those fucking shits was not there. It was just my grandparents' house and then the rest of the neighborhood going out. And then you could run back there under the marshes. And my big mama told me don't go back there because it was gators and stuff backed up. This is not a game, bro. I'm showing y'all this in real time, bro. This actually hits close to home for me. For stuff I've experienced in my lifetime. When it comes to land grabbing. Seen it before my eyes. Happening to me and mine. If you know Daniels Island. Used to be my shit. And my family. But my family fucked me. And the rest of us, I would have did the right thing with it.
I can't count on you incompetent ass niggas for nothing.
So I hope that money was worth it. Knowing niggas, y'all probably ain't got it no more. That was damn near, that was 12 years ago.
When you read about this, and you read the legislation, you read about it, it says, oh, it's to save the earth from humans, but all that Nature Conservancy land and Audubon Trust and the rest of it is being sold as well to BlackRock, and now BlackRock's going to build on it. But they're going to own it. So see, they got you to give up land in the name of, it being a national park or it being a state park, and it's all bye-bye. And it's not just this federal operation. They're doing it all over the country. What state has the most private land? You do know, right? Texas. Texas only has some state parks and stuff, and a national park down in Big Bend. And that's great. You know, Teddy Roosevelt had a great idea. But now it's being taken away from us. Such a huge, I mean, quite frankly, I could spend 2 hours just on this. I mean, it's insane. You should go to Infowars.com, read the article about it. Link to some other bigger articles on it that link to all the documents. Wall Street to list America's protected public lands, including national parks and wildlife refuges, on NASDAQ starting November 17th. It's done.
Man, this is some bullshit.
Now, let's get to the meat of what I brought you guys in here to talk about, right? How could Congress possibly hand over that kind of power to private corporations, private foreign corporations?
I'm not going to say what race, what people, I can't say that.
By foreign, I mean them goddamn Scandinavian areas over there in Eurasia. Klaus Schwab and them, who stepped down. I didn't do a video on it, but nigga, I saw you. You ain't escaped me. And your new crony, he's on the list too.
Hey, you see something? You know you done fucked up, right?
No! I said no!
And like I was saying, how could this have happened? Because you, Slaughter, and I'm gonna say ninjas, because these foreigners don't have no power. They're just a pawn in the game of the corporation. Y'all coming in here and getting down and co-signing these crooked politicians, these thieves. Y'all empowered them to do this. And they just doubled it on top of you by piling foreigners on top of us and getting them to vote the exact same way, to believe the exact same propaganda and lies. This government is fraudulent, and it has been since Reconstruction, hence Reconstruction.
I heard you the first time, you don't have to keep telling me. One time, that's all you gotta tell me.
And it went through. It's not privatization, it's robbery. Unless it's stopped, and let's face it, what are the odds of that happening? The United States government is planning to pass a rule, November 17, 2024. It's just a rule. See, these agencies are regulatory outside of Congress.
Shout out to Big Nafki, original lone wolf. Policy or rules are not law. This is illegal. What they're doing is treason. And we all know, or should know, what the punishment for treason is. No, sorry. But the people who are going to exact that punishment are asleep at the wheel. We, the people, are asleep at the wheel. And I'm going to be more specific. We, the ninjas, are asleep at the wheel. The foreigners can't do nothing about it. They can only aid us in the pursuit of doing so. And I don't care how y'all feel about that. Be hurt. Go cry in the corner.
A little insecure cracker.
It's getting out of hand. The government's a fraud. Okay? And this also, I've also done videos on this. We know who they work for. The World Economic Forum. Foreign governments. China, for example. But, like I said before, I shouldn't get too worked up about this, because I know that they're going to get what's coming to them messing around out there in those high vibrational regions. So keep playing around. You'll find out.
To allow Wall Street to assume total control, because Congress already gave them the power, regulatory to do this in the Department of Interior and all the rest of it.
Man, this is some bullshit.
To allow Wall Street to assume total control over America's public land, waters, and other natural resources, just like we're a third world country.
Man, this is some bullshit.
Now, another thing. If ninjas were doing what they were supposed to do, and by ninjas I mean the indigenous Americans, we are not black, we are not African American. I do not care how you feel, no matter what your skin tone is. I don't care how you feel about it. Because when you're dealing with people that know what they're talking about, you'd have to go document for document, and I mean personal document. I don't mean no fake textbook, no fake history book. You gotta have to go document for document with people like me and my kin folks.
I'm a real nigga, boy.
Okay, so you can just go ahead and sit down. Stay on the porch, bro. You ain't ready to come down here with the wolves. Okay? But if we were out there proliferating the wild lands, or Indian territory, excuse me, Indian territory, if we stayed out there where we're supposed to be, and living in our way, our old traditional ways, and not the ways of these new Eurasians, our numbers would be great. And they wouldn't be able to just walk out there and do anything. We've been in a Cold War since Reconstruction. So that because they know they can't beat us. Shout out to Chief Redwood. They know they can't beat us straight up. So they had to walk us down. And they've walked us down enough to where now they feel comfortable enough just coming in and taking national parks because ninjas are crammed in cities and sleep at the wheel and not connected to the land as they should be. So, let's continue.
Each NAC will hold a management authority over the land, writes Elizabeth Nicholson, for welcome to Absurdistan. When we are issued carbon allowances, owners of said lands will be able to claim tax deductions and will be able to sell carbon allowances to businesses and families in townships.
As a landowner, I'm here to tell y'all right now, you can kiss the most copper part of my ass.
Pussy ass nigga.
You understand? Niggas like these crime colors. If you are a landowner and you see this, forget the fiat, it's worthless. That's why they're taking your land from you. But I know all you foreigners, y'all care about is the shiny. The shiny. Okay?
Oh, the truth hurt, don't it?
Okay? Also, what else do you think they're gonna do out here? And I don't have an assumption going behind that. I want to know if you would kindly put in the comments, what else do you think they're gonna do out here on these BLM and federal and state lands?
So it's the carbon sink. When Bill Gates goes, well, I'm allowed to fly on planes. You can, because I have carbon offsets. The farms I bought that nothing's going to be on now.
Proof that even Billy Boy is just a hand puppet pawn. He's got to play the game too. He just thinks he's at the top of it and he's untouchable. Ignorance is bliss. Let's continue.
The money masters get their way. The following will soon be owned and controlled by the globalists. National parks, national wildlife refuges, wilderness areas. That's the really big areas. They're going to block them off and lock them up. Areas of critical environmental concern, conservation areas of private federal lands, endangered species, critical habitat, conservation reserve programs, even the National Nature Conservancy, the largest conservation organization in the United States, is up for grabs. Its 501c3 holds $6 billion worth of land on its books. Land that was taken using your money.
Man, this is some bullshit.
A 501 what? Now, my kinfolk, y'all already know where this is going. And it refers back to what I mentioned earlier in this video. Niggas not being on a job.
Now you see something? You know you done fucked up, right?
No. This is our fault. Why? Because we're of the land. Because let's be clear here. We don't own the land. We are, what does Chief say? Chief Redwood. We are of the land. We don't own it. We can't own it. We are of it. and we were entrusted to take care of it, and we have not been doing so. So chaos is ensuing. It's called accountability. Something Rondo can do, and I hope the rest of my kinfolk start doing. We can't just blame the pasty bag. I blame niggas, because it started with us slacking off on our job.
We didn't even do nothing. Well, you think you don't?
Yeah, they usually get taxpayer money to force the sale that's given to them. Taxpayer-funded government and grants and donations and transfer to the TNC to do as it wishes. Yeah, back in the 80s and 90s, most of the land around Austin, beautiful canyons, beautiful hills, they wouldn't force the farmers and ranchers to sell it. Eminent domain, gave it to the SOS Consortium. It's all part of the same group. And then now what have they done? They've turned around and built on it.
Like I just said, they brought you foreigners in here, made y'all believe in the American dream because you're sleeping. They made you believe in the American dream. They gave you land that they can't give you because it was never theirs to give, because it wasn't ours for them to take from us. And they used you to do all this legal bullshit. To take the land. And y'all are too stupid and stuck in your fantasy to understand that you were a critical part of why everything is fucked up.
Scram. Scram! I said split! Shake the scene, you turkeys! Get out of my house!
From the time you got here till now. So you will share. It's not just niggas. You will still share in the blame. It's just that it's Ninja's fault that y'all were able to do this. And that's how I'm gonna slice that up and divvy out accountability.
Same thing in Hawaii. Like in Kauai, there were big cattle ranches that go back over 150 years. They would force them into a carbon offset, have them agree to put it into a trust, and now government and corporations come in and take the trust, and they're gonna build luxury mansions on it.
Man, this is some bullshit!
Man, I can hear Original Lone Wolf going off right now. I can just hear him like in my head at all the stuff, all the legal talk we doing right now. I just hear him whooping down on that shit, man. If you see this Original Lone Wolf, I'd like you to talk about that too if you could, if you got time.
Even the Nature Conservancy, the largest conservation organization in the United States, is up for grabs. This 501c3 holds $6 billion worth of land on its books. Land that was taken using your money, i.e. taxpayer-funded government grants and donations, and transferred to the TNC to do with it as it wishes.
Man, this is some bullshit!
Taxation is theft. That's why I laugh at all you fake patriot motherfuckers that be out here paying taxes, talking about I'm a red-blooded American.
Smell like bitch in here!
Paying taxes. Nigga, you was the peasant. That's why you paying taxes. And that's why you justify paying taxes. It was my ancestors fucking shit up, burning shit down, and throwing stuff in the harbor.
I'm a real nigga, boy!
Kicking these motherfuckers the hell up out of here. It wasn't y'all. There ain't a rebellious bone in y'all's body. Y'all came over here, you joined the armed forces, and y'all are attack dogs for Mr. Charlie Feinstein and them.
Hey, I'm not gonna say what race, what people, I can't say that.
Y'all aren't the rebels. Y'all aren't the Confederates. Y'all an arm of the Union. Coming in through the so-called North. And y'all played y'all part so well that you didn't even see your downfall coming. But you got to get what's coming to you.
お前はもう死んでいる。何?
Cause ninjas got what was coming to us. But you'll have a chance for redemption. Once my kinfolk get up off their tail and we get to work, you'll have a chance to either get down or get gone.
If the rule passes, America's conserved lands and parks will be moved onto the ballot sheets of the richest people in the world, and it goes on from there. You can actually go read the reports for yourself. Another big report here. Wall Street planned theft of America's lands and waters. Vanguard.
Hey, I'm not gonna say what race, what people, I can't say that.
BlackRock.
Hey, I'm not gonna say what race, what people, I can't say that.
They all run it. This while the whole world turns against their projects. Kind of a big deal. In fact, she's a great writer on this with great links. Let's get Elizabeth Nicholson Substack on, because she's got all the links here, and I know this stuff forwards and backwards.
Look at that title right there. Wall Street's planned theft of America's lands and waters. First of all, this plan predates Wall Street, okay? It was the plan from the jump. Let's continue.
I've written books on the subject, interviewed most of the top experts, and read the government documents, and made my first film, America Destroyed by Design. It's free online, by the way, on this subject. Made it in 2000. Excuse me. Made it in 1996, released it in 1997. Been around a while. And I predict it all in the 2-hour film.
Now, because I understand how this platform works, and by this platform I mean InfoWars, I know how they work. They're not going to copyright you and strike you down for all this ish. So what I can do, because I haven't seen that movie. I've seen a lot of his films. That one I haven't seen. But because I know InfoWars and y'all have seen my previous breakdowns when we talk about certain topics, I know that they're not able to give you the solution, because it's coming from people who can't give you the solution unless they're telling the children of the land the truth that they come across, and trying to build bridges and not burn things down and separate. But I said that to say this. Maybe I can get Chief Red and Original Lone Wolf and any other people who are interested, who, you know, your views of the channel, you part of the inner, you already know what I'm talking about. If y'all like to get down and do that, you can get on stream or something. I'll record it. I'll do all the chopping, and we do it, or we live stream it from whoever wants to do it. He's got the best internet connection. And we watch that video and we talk about it, and we see where it is, where we fouled up, an educational experience. But we're going to continue.
Because it wasn't a prediction. They're taking this land now. They're making the national parks and all this UN biospheres that regulatorily gives them control when the country has a national debt of a certain point that it's handed to the private central banks. How'd I know? They've done it in third world countries everywhere else.
Hey, I'm not going to say what race, what people, I can't say that.
In places like Burma, they would just designate people's land, tribal land, as a carbon sink and just come in with machine guns and murder 4,000 people. The British government did. Look it up.
And history's getting ready to repeat itself. So when Rando looks like a raving maniac telling people they need to tribe up on some land, because being out here on land by yourself, you're by yourself. And if you know anything about getting into a fight with firearms, you need fire superiority to win. This ain't John Wick. Okay? This ain't no action film. This is real life. You think you're gonna hold it down in a city by yourself while it's goddamn PUBG outside, the Hunger Games outside? Get with like-minded people and get dug in.
That's just one little smidgel. So they've already done this in countries that don't have guns, countries where people don't have rights. So they've done it all over the place. And it's like watching a cannibal eat your neighbor. He knows he's coming to your house next.
So there you got it, Kim folks. Ninjas, and by association, you foreigners from all backgrounds, are suffering from the sins of our forebears. We're all suffering the sins of our forebears. And soon the people who are perpetrating this against us will suffer the sins of they and their forebears. Balance. You're only gonna get away with this bullshit for so long. Right? So, for my kinfolk who are all in this fight together, it's gonna be a long road, and we probably ain't gonna see the fruit of it. But somebody's gotta kick it off and get the work started. And that's gonna be us. So don't worry about what your benefit's gonna be. Think about what the benefit to the coming generations will be. Right? If we don't get wiped out completely. I'm talking about the world over. And it's all because everybody in the asylum wants to play the game. You don't want to see what's really going on. You don't want to see behind the green curtain where the little is back there pulling the strings. So, I can only speak to those who got that survival instinct within them. Get a move on.
You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy. So say good night to the bad guy. Go on.
I am a human being. I exist.
Delusions, Mr. Wordsworth. Delusions.
Send the word.